You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real as Roland Martin Unfiltered. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered daily digital show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. You can make this possible. I love all these people on these mainstream networks saying, oh my goodness, no one could have predicted this. No. What? That white people were going to do what they're doing? So I had my staff pull together, cull together, a variety of appearances that I made on MSNBC. Press play.
Donald Trump is not trying to appeal to African Americans or Latinos or Asians or Native Americans. He is specifically trying to appeal to white fear. The Republican Party provides aid and comfort to white supremacists in America, period. White America must say enough is enough. We are going to reject the racist appeals, and we're not going to vote along the lines of race. Is Donald Trump and the Republican Party purposely and openly courting white supremacists? The answer is yes. He is appealing to white nationalism and white fear to get him reelected. He needs white anger, white resistance, the fear of white minorities. That's what he needs to win, and we have to oppose that with every fiber of our being. White America has to own this. The reality is white voters have to confront the issue of race. They have to reject the racist appeals of Donald Trump. I have to see white America prove to me that they're going to reject the white supremacy of Donald Trump. White America has to answer the question, what are you going to do?
Sir.
I love it.
Yes, sir.
You know, I actually just
Clearly they didn't.
Wait.
Any one of y'all can jump in if y'all want to. Go ahead, Teresa.
Did you want to?
It's been said now.
I can't.
It's been said.
Every time Roland gets
It's
on
been said.
national media, it's been said multiple times. But he gets on there with I love the African attire because it's like we already know what you're about to say. You're about to drop the history, dropping the nuggets, and it's like I keep banging it on the head. Like honestly, Roland, I need to see you on Fox and really give Hannity. And
Oh hell no! They ain't gonna call me. They gonna call Scott. They gonna call Monique.
There you go.
No. They gonna call y'all. They ain't gonna call me.
Oh, are we lightweight?
No. Y'all ain't lightweight, but y'all ain't gonna come on out with that kente. But go right ahead, Teresa. Go ahead.
That's absolutely right. But honestly, you've been saying it since the beginning. You know, white people have been, in the decision-making seat for so long, and it's just like it's a lost message when it comes to really allocating resources and being a different type of strategist. I can't tell you the countless times that I've seen a back-to-back Trump-Biden commercial, right? But I'm in this space, so I'm like very aware. What I will tell you is that on some of because I pulled the numbers as well, on some of the stations that had to do with, BET, VH1, Trump was dominating those segments, but also putting smaller little ads on digital spaces. But more of his money, like here in Philadelphia, he was paying people literally, $100 an hour and $50 an hour and for some things just to knock on the doors, right? So there has been, an interesting spin as it relates to how they understood, look, you guys, Latinos, you need money. Look, this is what we're going to do versus the Democrats. You got to, it's like a dog and pony show almost just to get a contract. But I think they're, hopefully, again, part of that revamping is also reevaluation of what they plan on to move forward so we don't go backwards.
And Roland, this is nothing new, by the way.
Oh, it's not. I mean,
1988. You remember in 1988.
I'm sorry, hold up. You said 1788?
No, I said 1988.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you mean 1688?
No. Well, let me just say, my first experience with Poles lying, or rather, Poles don't lie, white people lie.
No. But see, no. See, hold on. Stop right there. See, we ain't got to have a poll conversation because this is not about polls. What we have to contend with, Scott, is that what this is about is Donald Trump has allowed a majority of white people to now verbalize what they've always had inside, but they've had to restrain it. They've had to hide it. They've had to turn it down. They've had to modulate. Trump comes along, don't give a damn, says what he want to say, and they like, ooh, this is their, ooh.
I'm free.
We've been waiting. Oh my God, we've been waiting. Trump has unleashed it. So when Joe Biden, and I get Uncle Joe, why he was saying it, oh, you know, after Trump, Republicans are going to go back. No. The only card they have now is whiteness. They have to appeal to whiteness, Scott. They have to appeal to fear. They have to be, and because they understand messaging, he got plus 4 points. 96% of black women voted for 96% of black women voted for Hillary Clinton. 91% of black women voted for Donald Trump. He was plus 4 with black women, plus 4 with black men, and you saw the increase in Latino. And so it's all about messaging. What I'm saying is whiteness is about to, an overt appeals to race, because now they're saying, look at Trump. You can go ahead and be racist, and it ain't gonna hurt you.
The problem with your analysis is that doesn't work without Trump in power.
Yes, it does.
And when Trump is not in power,
yes, it does.
It'll be interesting to see whether the power of that whiteness continues, because it won't have a mainstream platform.
Yes, it will.
What's your comment or response to that?
Yes, it will. Robert, the reality is this here.
So?
No, what it's done, Robert,
so?
it is unleashed the inner hate. And so here's what you're about to listen. Listen. Here's what you're about to see. You're about to see the candidates, Robert, go, well, hell, he acted a plum ass. Lied, made stuff up, hell, couldn't handle coronavirus, and these fools still elected him? If I just do a little less, I can stay in office. Robert, people need to stop saying this is Trump. No, this is the Republican Party of the 21st century.
Well, it's not even of the 21st century. This is the post-Nixon Republican Party now with social media and steroids. President Trump is doing very much what Goldwater talked about in '68 when he talked about the White Lash in response to African-American progress during the first term of LBJ. In response to President Obama, we are seeing that White Lash. We are seeing the PC culture they like to talk about, this idea of giving other people rights, diversity, so on and so forth. And when you push people into that box, you're seeing them explode out. What Scott was talking about with 88 and 84, with what Reverend Jackson did, and what Democrats have to do is bring your own voters to the polls. Go find new voters. Those Rust Belt voters are never coming back. Exactly. Those Rust Belt voters aren't coming back to the Democratic Party. Quit trying to think that the people who are on, let's say, Roseanne, those people are not coming back to the Democratic Party. That was the basically party back when union bosses and factories and auto dealerships and auto companies ran the Democratic Party. Your party and your base is in the South now. That's the growth sector. Charlotte, Nashville, Birmingham, Atlanta, New Orleans. Those are the places that are growing in population with transplants from the North. Those are the places that have progressive values, young people, jobs. That is where the party is going. And as long as you try to hang on to those upper Midwestern Rust Belt voters, you're going to continue to see tight races like this, when this race had no business being tight in the first place. And so you continue to not accept that the white lash is here, then you're going to continue to be a victim of the white lash. And they're doing that lookout block for you, where they say, we got white women on our side, and you look over, they are gone. And they're saying, look out, they're coming for you. So let's understand what's going on.
Can I speak? Hello.
And here's the point on those. And here's the point on those.
Hello.
Hold on. Scott, then Monique. Scott, go ahead.
Okay, because white people don't believe that Democratic policies and their platform, that the Democrats, when they say what they stand for, they don't believe that the Democrats are talking to them or they're white. They believe all of our positions on environment healthcare and criminal justice reform and the economy and the alternative energy processes and programs are meant for black and brown people.
No.
They don't listen to the Democratic message, even if it's in their best interest.
No, you're wrong.
In part.
You're wrong.
They don't believe that the Democrats are talking to them.
You're wrong.
They think they're talking to black and brown people.
No, you're wrong.
That's a fact.
No, you're wrong.
I can give you reports and data on that.
No, you're wrong. Monet, go ahead. Monet, go ahead.
The most disrespected person, Scott, the most disrespected person in America is a black woman. The most unprotected person in America is a black woman. And the most neglected person in America is a black woman. There's a black woman on this ticket, at the top of the ticket. She's the person who, if this next president, who is upward in age, as we all admit, is unable to proceed, will become the president of the United States. She's the heir apparent for the presidency when he finishes his term. So anybody who's saying that this shouldn't have been close in an America that is as racist as it's ever been, that is a patriarchy, that is just steeping with white supremacy and misogyny and sexism, you're not awake. For all of the wokeness, you're not awake, because it's a fight, and we should have expected it to be a dogfight in order to be able to get Senator Kamala Harris to be in the position that Vice President Joe Biden had the smarts and the boldness to put her in. But don't mistake it. The same black women who are making it possible for the Democrats to be able to do this and made it possible for a black woman to be in that space, we're the same black women who, since slavery, understand what it is for nobody to be on our side. And by nobody, I mean white men, white women, black men who have been beaten, lynched, and come home and kick the wife and then kick the dog. So the fact that we're screeching through, to me, is expected and appropriate, and we're good. We're winning right now, because I don't expect for people to be with me. Senator Kamala Harris said to Steve Harvey 2 days ago when she was being interviewed that when you're someone in our position, you get used to no. You eat no for breakfast, and it's a hearty meal. So I'm not surprised, but I am thankful that the victory is still assured, so we can do this post-mortem if we want to. But I'm here to tell you, white people were just doing white people, and we made it over anyway.
Yeah, but no. See, first of all, we made it halfway.
Yes,
No. Because
we're over.
No. Actually, no, we didn't make it all the way over. And the reason we didn't make it all the way over is because the reality is this here. When you look at what happened, not just in the presidential race, but also when it comes to the United States Senate, when it comes to various policies. Now you're dealing with a situation where Mitch McConnell can be the cog to block everything. That's one. Two, when you look at what happened on the state level in Texas, Democrats did not win nine House seats, and they now don't control that chamber. Republicans can control redistricting for the next 10 years. Same thing happened in other states. No full legislature flipped. Now, here's what we're dealing with when we talk about this notion of whiteness. And we have to understand, I need all people. In fact, let me just go ahead and do this here. You can go ahead and Henry, you can zoom out, because I'm tired of sitting down. I sat down 8 hours last night. And so here's the deal I need y'all to understand. Go ahead and zoom out. I need y'all to understand I got to stand up, all right? What we got to understand here with whiteness, that we're watching with whiteness, we have to understand is all this talk, oh my God, Trump and his racism, Trump and his sexism, Trump and his comments, Trump and his lying. They don't give a damn about none of that. Go to my iPad, Henry. The Jack Nicklaus statement of support for Donald Trump right here defines whiteness in every single way you need. If you want to understand the thinking of whiteness in America, this is what Jack Nicklaus says in here. He says, I've been very disappointed at what he's had to put up with from many directions, but with that, I've seen the resolve and determination to do the right thing for our country. He has delivered on his promises. He's worked for the average person. In my opinion, He has been more diverse than any other president I have seen and has tried to help people from all walks of life equally. He says this, I'm just a guy from Ohio and a Midwestern middle-class family whose grandfathers both worked on the railroad. They gave their son, my father, the opportunity to pursue his education and his American dream. I was taught strong family values and worked hard to pursue my own dreams, my own American dream. I also believe that Donald Trump's policies will bring the American dream to many families across the nation who are still trying to achieve it. Then he says, see y'all, I need y'all to understand, this is the kicker. You might not like the way our president says or tweets some things. If I was in church, let me unpack some things. When Jack Nicklaus says some things, he's saying calling black women dogs. When he says some things, when he's calling folk names. Some things when he's lying. Jack Nicklaus reduces Donald Trump's hatred and bigotry to two words, some things. Let me continue. And he says, and trust me, I have told him that, but I have learned to look past that and focus on what he's tried to accomplish. Oh my God, let me go ahead and simply pick up on that and unpack that again if I had to preach this thing. He says, I have learned to look past that and focus on what he's tried to accomplish. When I was in Mississippi on Sunday for Mike Espy, guess what I saw? The Ross Barnett Reservoir. Ross Barnett was the governor of Mississippi during the tumultuous times of the civil rights movement. White folks in Mississippi looked past the bigotry of Ross Barnett, and you still have monuments to Ross Barnett. If you come into Washington, D.C., and you go to the Senate building, it's called the Russell Building. It's named after Richard Russell. Robert Patillo knows him well. He was a segregationist senator from Georgia. See, they looked past his racism and named a building in his honor. See, that's what white America has done. They have looked past the racism and the bigotry and then said, I'm focused on the things he's trying to accomplish. Back to Jack Nicholson's statement. This is not a personality contest. He writes, it's about patriotism, policies, and the people they impact. His love for America and its citizens and putting his country first has come through loud and clear. How he has said it has not been important to me. What has been important are his actions. Now you have the opportunity to take action. Let me unpack that. What Jack Nicklaus is saying, it ain't important if your ass bothered by his racism. It's not important if you bothered by his bigotry. It's not important if you bothered by his sexism. It ain't important to me as a white man if you bothered by his lying. It ain't important to me as a white man if you bothered by all the folks in the administration who have been brought up on charges, who have pled guilty, who have gone to prison. It's not important to me how many of them have been corrupt. It's not important to me if he is sitting here saying we should take out these progressive DAs who are causing problems in this country. It's not important to me if he ain't sitting here spoken out about crimes committed against black folks by cops. It's not important to me how he embraces police officers and says nothing about police brutality. It's not important to me if he told the Proud Boys to stand back and stand by. It's not important to me what he said in Charlottesville. There are good people on both sides. It's not important to me about any of that because what Jack Nicklaus is saying, your issues, black people, ain't my problem. What he's saying is, young folks, your issues ain't my problem. What he's saying is, as a white man, I'm focused on my stuff and your stuff don't mean a damn thing to me. The statement, Robert Patillo, by Jack Nicklaus speaks exactly to why white America voted the way they did on yesterday. And we had better come to understand that this statement right here is simply a white manifesto for the 21st century. And folk better understand what we are up against, because if you keep somehow thinking they care about racism, they don't. Jack Nicklaus says it. He says, point blank, how he has said it has not been important to me. What has been important are his actions. Robert, go ahead.
Well, you're exactly right. And let's understand something, that these people are not voting on economic issues. It's not about white economic anxiety, as they tried to write it off as after the last election, because the only finite policies that we've seen is a massive tax cut for millionaires and billionaires that doesn't affect the average white working class voter. What this is about is cultural issues. It's about the concept and the idea that they got shook. They were scared to their core when they saw that black man walk into the White House in 2009 and govern with class and dignity for 8 years. And this is that Goldwater-esque white lash to that, and a reassertion of their dominance. A majority of white people in this country voted for Donald Trump twice. They will probably vote for him again in 2024 when he runs again. This is not a defect in the system. This is not the system breaking down. This is the system operating exactly as it was built to operate, exactly as it was intended to operate. And it's our job to understand that and put forth policies that are not meant to comfort these quote-unquote white working class voters. They're supposed to be coming back in droves to the Democratic Party, but rather pushing forward the agenda that will turn out the maximum number of minority voters and urban voters who are ready to turn out. So when you have issues with black men voting for the Democratic Party, then you need to damn well put a reparations plank in the Democratic platform, because guess what? Those same white folks you're scared that you're going to scare off from the Democratic Party by being too radical, they are already gone and they are not coming back. Double down on who you have. Put forward a policy and an agenda that will support them, and then you will not be running these razor-thin margins in states. You'll be winning by massive amounts, because you will be campaigning to the people who support you already instead of trying to win back people who are already gone.
Come on, now. These black men ain't voting for no damn reparations. They vote for the masculinity of Donald Trump. They are voting for his economic policies. They ain't voting for reparations, because here's the deal. Donald Trump ain't supporting no damn reparations. Mitch McConnell not supporting reparations, Monique. They ain't voting for that. What we got to understand is this here. The Republican Party has no problem being comfortable with white supremacists, and we got to understand that for Democrats, and I've heard black people say, oh, these black men, they misogynistic. Guess what? Guess what? A lot of them are misogynistic. A lot of them are patriarchal. But guess what? When you in a battle, you got to take that 18% Trump got and drop that sucker down to 10%. So you better figure out how to appeal to them. But what I'm saying is, for everybody who keeps saying, Monique, I don't understand, we didn't see this. I mean, oh my God, we thought it was totally different. No, boo. We saw it. Because we saw it when Nixon was elected in 1980. We saw it when Nixon was elected in 1968. We saw it when Wilson was elected, when Hoover was elected. Hell, we saw it after Emancipation Proclamation, and we saw it and this whole time. Black folks have seen this from the beginning of time when we were here. This ain't new to us. What has to happen, Monique, is we need white folks to look at white folks and say, what the hell is wrong with your ass?
Right. And it's not just that we've seen it, it's that we've lived it. So it can't be a surprise when it is our shared experience, as I was talking about earlier. There are things that we've gone through, and you can name any president, as far as I'm concerned, up to and including Donald J. Trump. And that has been our experience. And that's why when I'm seeing even Black organizers and leaders being disappointed in this being a fight, being a dogfight, being, a razor to the finish type of contest, I'm like, well, where have you been? Because I'm in the United States of America and I know where I am. And I know what this country has been from the first time the slave ships landed until now. And it's been consistent. And the people who have been in the minority are the ones who thankfully founded the country with legal standards for what we should be. And then the remnant It's always only been a remnant. It's never been a majority. And so when we're talking about conversion, I'm a preacher, so I'm trying to evangelize now. When you're talking about conversion, you're looking for a few, and then you're trying to hold on to your own. So yes, we do have to deal with what's going on with Black men. We do have to deal with, if we're going to be a Black and brown coalition, what's going on with Latinos. But I'm here to tell you, the white folks that aren't with me, they probably not going to be with me over the next 4 years, because I'm out of conversation for you. I've tried it. And I listened to you even through this election after I was done talking. And every time you told me the economy, I know it's a lie. And every time you told me it's about immigration, I know it's a lie. And every time you told me it's about our cultural way of life, I'm like, okay, we getting closer. Because what you're really saying is, I am supreme and I want to reign supreme. Even if I reign supreme from my trailer park while you are in your $1 million house in the suburbs, I'm better than you, because Donald Trump says that I'm better than you, that I have some positioning that is hearkening to the days gone by of the 50s that this country no longer is. And so I can at least think I'm good. Even if I'm in the mud and in the gutter, I'm better than everybody else that's in the sludge. That was what he sold, snake oil salesman that he is. And that is what we're up against. But that's not my job. My job was to do what Black women do, and I did it. So I'm just saying, a preacher can only go but so far.
Scott,
White people, get your people.
Scott, final comment.
Yeah, you got to be relevant to be valued by anybody. And with white people, Black people have never been valued for equality, whether you're in a big corporation or whether you work in a blue-collar job, right? The comparatives is that I'm not valued with the same statistics at a big law firm than my white counterpart. We can have the same statistics, but so often we're not valued enough to say you ought to be paid X, Y, and Z. Or even in the blue-collar work, you're not valued, so we're going to pay you differently. Black people don't have to be relevant to white people, because most white people don't live or deal with racism on a daily basis. If you ask somebody white, where is racism on your day-to-day issues? It doesn't make the top 10. If you ask me or you or anyone else, where does racism fit on the list of issues on a day-to-day issue for you as an African American? It's in the top 3, because we're reminded of it all the time. And so you're right, this isn't anything new, but we get caught up. Sometimes we forget as a group that it's there. We tend to think in freedom, justice, and equality, and we're going to strive for it, but it's never left us. And we forget, or we act like we forget, because we have an expectation of equality. The more educated we are, or the further we get on the socioeconomic ladder. We can never forget.
Final comment, Teresa.
Since we can never forget, we have to do better. And that means consistent dialogue. That means effective policies. That means looking at leadership a little differently and putting those in who have the same vision and best practice solutions. So by ensuring that they can strengthen communities and broaden the conversation, we definitely have to hold our leadership accountable, but also making sure that white people are doing their part if they say they love America and everything in it. We just can't use Black and brown people just to serve, but we have to use them in the ability of what they are strong in, which is our ability to lead.
Robert, final comment.
Well, I think the most important thing for us to do is understand that the election was not the end; it was the beginning. And so now that let's say these things hold and that Joe Biden's inaugurated, we know the Senate composition is going to be, for the most part, we'll know after the runoffs. We know the House composition is going to be. Now it's time to start having those conversations they told Ice Cube to wait till after the election to have, and that we push forward this agenda that is meant to help our community, because we put the sweat equity in. We did everything we were supposed to do. So now there's no excuse for saying that we have to wait till the next election or wait till after any other group. This is the time to show and deliver.
Let's see. Well, I didn't tell Monique her final comment. Go ahead, make a final comment.
My only final comment is, you know what? Keep the faith, everybody. It's been a hard-fought battle, and for some of us, it's been harder than expected. But victory is assured, and all that victory means, as Robert just said, is we live to fight another day. Is the Biden-Harris ticket perfect? No, humans aren't perfect. But right now, the job is getting them elected. And then the minute that they are, we hold them accountable. I am proud of my Black women sisters. I'm proud of Black men. I'm proud of our allies who have stood up for us in what has been a perpetual fight from the Emancipation Proclamation forward. And I am thankful that we are further today on the journey, even though we have a long way to go.
All right, folks, back to our Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment. All right, the folks at Ceek.com, Black-owned company founded by Mary Spio. They, of course, a virtual reality company. You can check out their content at Ceek.com, Ceek.com. You can do so, of course, with these VR headsets. You can look at it, of course, on your regular device or your pad or your computer. But if you want to experience being in the room, you can use this headset right here. All you simply do is just pop in your cell phone in here, pop it on, and then put this headset on, and you can literally experience their content in virtual reality. And so allows for you to do a 360-degree view of the room. But also, folks, they have the 360-degree 4D headphones right here. These are Bluetooth headphones. They have complete surround sound in terms of as you hear the particular music. Gamers love them as well when they're playing their games. And so it's just phenomenal bass in these headphones as well. You can get one or both devices at Ceek.com using this promo code RMVIP2020, RMVIP 2020. So we certainly thank the folks at Ceek.com for being a partner with us here at Roland Martin Unfiltered.